So we've all heard about the idea that Big Brother is watching. Surveillance has really become part of our everyday lives, all the way from highway cameras, mall security cameras, parking garage swipe cards, and even your Samsung Smart TV can actually follow your every single move. Recently, however, a new device has entered to the forefront. Most of us are probably aware of these devices, which are essentially small GoPro cameras. We are often not aware of their technological potentials. A notorious police brutality incident from the United States, the shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, caused huge uproar and even riots. After this incident, police body-worn cameras became proposed as a sort of technological fix to police brutality. By having every incident between officer and citizen recorded, a police officer can be made accountable to misconduct incidents if they happen to rise in the future. However, there are enormous consequences with the adoption of these devices. Given their mobility, they can actually record a very large amount of information. In my research, I have analyzed different police agencies from different states that have adopted these devices and also their respective state legislation. I have also looked at a few police services in Canada that are currently using these devices and the Canadian legislation. So far, my analysis reveals very grim results. In the United States, each of the states that I have analyzed actually amended their legislation to allow body-worn cameras to be used for a variety of purposes, which does include accountability, but also includes less obvious uses like intelligence analysis and surveillance. In Canada, the results are even worse. The Privacy Act is supposed to be the highest piece of Canadian legislation aimed at protecting the privacy rights of Canadian citizens. So basically, it aims to regulate the collection and use of personal information by government authorities, but it gives a very broad definition of what personal information actually entails. Nevertheless, it still explicitly prohibits the collection and use of personal information by government authorities. However, there's a catch. There's a very tiny, minute exception given to this rule. Personal information, in fact, can be collected by government authorities if it is used for law enforcement purposes. Not surprisingly, the Privacy Act actually doesn't define what law enforcement purposes entails. So leaving it undefined, it allows for a very broad interpretation. Now you all may wonder, how does this all relate to body-worn cameras? Well, the information that body-worn cameras record actually befit the category of personal information. So although it may seem like the Privacy Act is intended to protect your privacy, it actually allows body-worn cameras to be used unregulated and for surveillance purposes. A few police agencies have already adopted body-worn cameras as a new police surveillance device, and it is only a matter of time before they become common across all North American police agencies. Thank you.